Research proposal video pitch assignment by Brandon Winton, Modern Europe. The research question: how did Admiral Chester W. Nimitz use intelligence from Allied code breakers to coordinate American forces and enhance their effectiveness during the Battle of Midway between June 4th and June 7th, 1942? Chester W. Nimitz was a master tactician and strategist for Allied forces in the Pacific theater of operations at that time, and the knowledge he gained from Station HIEU allowed him to coordinate both naval and air force assets to their maximum effectiveness, respectively, by pre-planning or staging the area of operations, proper positioning of forces, and utilizing aerial and naval ambush tactics to dominate the sky and waters around the objective, thus ensuring the destruction of enemy forces in the theater during that period of time. American carriers USS Yorktown, USS Enterprise, and USS Hornet were utilized to their maximum effect by Chester W. Nimitz and the Battle of Midway. Station HIEU and identifying AF. Station HIEU was a combat intelligence unit led by Commander Joseph Ryfort, based in Pearl Harbor's administration building, but was later moved to Macalapa next to the Commander-in-Chief Pacific Fleet headquarters. HIEU's purpose was to analyze and collect Imperial Japanese radio traffic so that the United States could develop a counter-strategy to Imperial Japanese aggressive tactile expansion ideas implemented by the Japanese higher command officers and high-ranking enlisted. By March of 1942, the JN-25 code had been broken, and Rochefort and his staff were determined to keep close tabs on Japan's military forces and stay one step ahead of the enemy's intentions. From the dungeon, it was determined that the Japanese would launch an invasion of an undisclosed location known only as AF. Rochefort reasoned that AF was Midway Island and that the Japanese would attempt an invasion around June 4th. A message was sent across undersea cables instructing U.S. forces on Midway to send a false radio message in the clear, stating that Midway's freshwater system had malfunctioned. The Japanese took the bait, and soon HIEU intercepted a Japanese message stating that AF was having trouble with their freshwater system. Setting the ambush and initializing the main attack. Main battle, June 4th. Admiral Chester W. Nimitz ordered the three carriers USS Yorktown, USS Enterprise, and USS Hornet to utilize torpedo bombers to assault the Japanese naval fleet. Drawing out enemy aircraft, they cleared the skies for SBD Dauntless dive bombers from the Enterprise and Yorktown to make an attack, leaving the Japanese carriers Kaga and Akagi fatally damaged and wrecking the carrier Soryu. The only surviving Japanese carrier, HIEU, launched two waves of attacks against the American carriers, bombing Yorktown. Dauntless from Enterprise struck HIEU in the early evening, striking a fatal blow against the fourth and final Japanese carrier off Midway. Midway Battle, June 5th through June 7th. On June 5th, Rear Admiral Spruance pushed the Japanese fleet to the west with his task force as the Japanese were forced to scuttle Akagi and HIEU. On June 6th, the final aerial attacks took place. Dive bombers, SBDs from Enterprise and Hornet inflicted severe damage on the Japanese fleet, sinking the heavy cruiser Mikuma and damaging 3 other ships. The Yorktown carrier was attacked on the 6th of June and thus was sunk the next day by the Imperial Japanese submarine during repair and recovery operations. Essentially, the days following June 4th were mop-up type engagements, like an after party with the house destroyed and beer cans and party favors everywhere. After battle report statistics. U.S. forces at Midway, there was 15 destroyers, 3 carriers, 8 cruisers, 360 aircraft, 16 submarines. Casualties for U.S. forces: lost a destroyer, a carrier, 150 aircraft, and 307 personnel. After battle report statistics for the Japanese. They had 12 destroyers, 4 carriers, 2 cruisers, 2 battleships, 276 aircraft, and their casualties were: they lost a destroyer, they lost all 4 carriers, they lost a cruiser, they lost 248 aircraft, and they lost 3,057 personnel. Midway battle overview and observation. From the American perspective, it was a flawless operation, although with necessary losses to ensure the final victory. From the Japanese point of view, the choice not to use a probing force or reconnaissance force to scout the area of operations at a time should have been standard operating procedure at that time to ensure the reduction of military losses, thus protecting morale of the Imperial Japanese strike force, including the fleet's financial aspects of the overall operation to ensure its continuation for their version of the ultimate victory. Both sides fought with honor and demonstrated their military skills effectively in combat. Annotated bibliography. Annotated bibliography continued.